sing this little song. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Bang, 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 goes the farmer's gun. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, 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 rabbit.
Hey guys, here's another progress report. Tonight I just got finished installing these little piston screws on top of the wrists. Just a little visual detail, they're not really functional, but they link up to the wrists really nicely, so it looks like it is, supporting the piston mechanism. It's not really doing that. It's just mainly a little, like, for your eyes to have something to look at. But I've been seeing some of you guys' DMs and like comments, FNAF this, FNAF that, Walton Files this, whatever. And yeah, like, you're totally right. The Walton Files and FNAF are really large influence on this project and, on my childhood. And as a little nod to that, one of the first things I installed was these real life spring locks, like gate latches almost, into the arms and also the legs. I think I have like 4 in the legs, 3 in the arms. Yeah, there they are. But yeah, one of them went off on me a few minutes ago. I had to super glue it real quick, but it's like a pretty sizable piece of my middle finger off, which, probably didn't need, but it still hurt a little bit. But yeah, be careful. These things get really loose when they get hot or wet. Let's see if I can set one off for you guys so you can see. But yeah, all it takes is like a tiny bit of pressure, and they kind of shoot out. So yeah, I'll probably unwind all these, or just just let the tension out so I'm not at risk. I think I was like picking it up weird and I put my hand there. I don't even know what I was doing. I was just trying to get it out of the vise, but we won't be doing that anymore. I'll set them all off and then work with them unloaded. It's probably a smart thing to do. But yeah, thanks for your awesome support, guys, and I hope to work on this a few hours every night and crank it out for you, and hopefully give you a final result by the end of the summer. Have a great summer, everyone, and stay tuned. Hey guys, this is progress update number 4, I think. Yeah, 4. Right now I'm working on the legs of the suit that I'm building. Last night I pulled an all-nighter in the garage, just welding this thing up, and I'm definitely feeling it now. It's night times. This is hour 30 of working on this. So yeah, I should probably sleep, but we're going to do this instead. I'm going to walk you through what I did though, because I'm pretty proud of it. I installed these 2 hydraulics here onto the toes and connected them at the base of the ankle, which is welded to the foot, and that provides some hydraulic resistance to toe movement, which was needed because the toes would rattle when I would maneuver the foot and the leg, and it was just kind of annoying. So I figured we'll just secure these with hydraulics, and then that'll give it a lot of tension in the foot. And I installed them on both. That's 4 sets of hydraulics. I also replaced the hydraulics in the ankle and in the front of the leg. Just this one's now pushing backwards and this one's pulling backwards, which provides a lot of resistance and force backwards, which will let it kind of crouch low like this when it's load bearing, and it'll be kind of springy when that tension's alleviated, like if it was walking or stepping, which is what we want. That's it's as realistic as we can get. I also made these plates on the legs, just an extra detail, but I riveted this steel onto the leg. I think I'm going to add some more detail to the outer shell of the suit, just because it feels a little hollow right now, and we can fill it out and make it look a little bit better. Didn't do too much else with the hands, just installed those, these little piston screws last night. Right now I'm working on the knees, which are these, I don't know what they're called, but there's this piece of metal that is really helpful for making joints, but it's going to go on top of this piece here, and then these two outer sections of the bolt or of the nut will they rotate. Yeah, they rotate, and that'll attach to the upper leg, which will go into the thigh and into the rest of the body. So I got two sets of these, or one set of these, one set of two. Where's the other one? There it is. Right there, and I'll put that on both tonight probably, and yeah, I'll try to get at least a few hours of sleep before I keep working with machinery and stuff. You really shouldn't be doing this too much, but yeah, thanks again for your support, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is progress report number 5, and thank you so much for your support so far. This has been a really exciting project for me, and last video really took off a lot quicker than I thought it would. So just want to thank you guys for all your comments and all your support, really. And in this video, I'm just going to go over some stuff that I've been working on today and last night, and also like answer some commonly asked questions that I've been seeing in the comments. But yeah, first I'll just give you the quick rundown of what I did. Yesterday I started making the knees, and they are mounted on these two pieces of metal right onto the main pipe for the lower leg, and the knee will be mounted, or the knee cap rather, will be up here, and I'm going to reinforce between these two rods similar connecting wraps, so it kind of flows better, because right now this looks empty. But I also installed these two rods or flats on either side that will have a hole in them already, and that's where the thigh will mount onto. So the thigh is going to mount here and then continue upward into the thigh, as well as on the knee joint. And I cut some this afternoon. I cut some PVC material, PVC lumber, into these shapes here, which will get mounted right onto the bolt there and act as like an interior skeleton. This is like really white right now, but it will it'll turn like a yellow in time, which I think will match the vibe a little bit more than like a really stark white. I also installed these, I don't know if you can see them in the video, but there's these rods that go down the legs that kind of wrap around the middle pipe. They're really impractical and kind of a waste of time, but I think it makes the inside look a little bit cooler. Having just some more stuff going on inside is better than having nothing going on. I did it on there too. Same thing, you know, the same knees on both. All the pistons are still there. Piston in the hand. Also installed those pipes on the inside around the larger pipe as well. That about does it for the progress report. And yeah, I've just been seeing in the comments, I'm like, oh, is this going to be a spring body suit, or is it a robot or a statue or an art piece, or what is it? And the best answer I can give you for that is it's just a combination of all those things, really. Like, I'm taking aspects from FNAF, mostly through just the spring locks that I'm installing. And yeah, there are spring locks, those of you asking. They're going to be all over the place. I have some already installed there. You can see them. I already hurt myself a few times with it. One of them, I took a video right after and showed you guys that. I also have these on standby. These are new and they're all also coiled, so we're not going to mess with them. But yeah, those are mean, and they're going to go all throughout the torso, on the inside of the torso, as well as within the parts of like the unoccupied areas, the arms and legs. No, there's not going to be motors in this thing. It's going to be completely piston operated. I've kind of started that process now, just where I think they need to go. There's going to be a lot more pistons because this thing is going to be a lot more heavy. And these little door pistons are not going to hold up the weight. The weight and balance of this thing, I calculated out to 950, it's like 950 something pounds. Just given the materials I bought and I plan on using. And the height, it clocks in around 9'2" now. And that's including these little antennae ears that we have going on. This is supposed to be a rabbit as well as a praying mantis, almost like with like a very insectoid look. So it's going to be a combination of both those things, at least the endoskeleton. If I end up making an outer shell for the project, it'll most likely be my take on Bond from the Walton Files. So a blue rabbit. I'm pretty sure it'll be blue, and I might even make a few suits that it can that will, you know, go on this endoskeleton. I've seen comments saying, "Oh, don't make it yellow. It might be the pumpkin rabbit," or "Don't make it white. It might be Shaw." And I think that if I can build something like this, I might as well give it as many outfits as I can, just to expand the possibilities of what I'm able to do with it and what I'm able to represent. Because I know some of you guys love Shaw, I know some of you guys like Bond, some other stuff, Buzu, so why not make all of them? If you stayed this far into the video, I really appreciate it, and thank you guys so much for your support. Oh, I also wanted to show you some of the materials I'm using. This is where I'm keeping all the materials and parts of this project. And you guys are saying, "Oh, don't quit like everyone else." Everyone else that does this stuff, they always give up halfway through. And there's no way I'm going to stop until this thing is done. So I've already bought all the material I think I need. Every day I'm going to Lowe's or Home Depot and buying more. Here's all the pistons I'm going to load it up with. I'm probably going to need 3 times as many in the end, just because the back and then the torso is going to be loaded up with them, because that's going to be the most weight-bearing part. I won't be using the baseball bat, but I'll be using some of this other stuff in here. A lot of these like PVC and rubber fasteners, some deer fencing for the costume itself. I bought a roll, like an 8 foot by 5 foot by 8 foot rubber sheet that I will use to make the costume and then paint it. And I'm probably going to end up using fabric on top of it, but that rubber will give it a nice texture. I'll stand right next to this guy and kind of show you where he comes up to you, or a human, rather. I'm 6'2" ish, and this comes up to my pocket, so about, well, not there, but like, you know, like right about there on me, almost at my hip even. So this thing is going to be massive, and you know, 9 feet, standing upright, like standing up straight. This thing will be sitting down most of the time, and when it's not sitting down, it'll be kind of crouching because it will be bearing some weight. So it'll be kind of in this stance almost, which will lower the weight of it and also make it look kind of like aggressive and almost, yeah, it'll be like a really cool stance for it, like kind of crouching low, fingers kind of dragging on the floor. But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying this so far, or at least as much as I am. And yeah, please keep asking questions. I'm trying to answer all you guys' comments, and there's a lot of them, which is awesome, and I'm totally not used to it yet, so keep them coming and I'll keep responding as much as I can. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for your support, and yeah, I'll keep you posted. See you soon. Hey guys, this is progress update number 6, and I just got done with my first live tonight, and I thought it went really well. We finally hit 10,000 followers, which is insane. I feel like we were just at like 3,000 2 days ago, which we were. I don't know how we got to 10,000, but I'm glad we did in like a day. That's awesome. Didn't even have to ask for it. But I went live, and over the live we worked on some of the joints for the wrists, and we primarily worked on the legs though. We built the knee area, we built that up a little bit, and now at its final height, they are I think they're exactly 37 inches in height. Puts them just over 3 feet by an inch, and the knee joints are here. They're installed onto the leg, surrounded by the spring locks. And then we built the kneecaps, which are here. And these are these rounded plates that go onto the frame. On these here, we're gonna put some spring locks on the left and right, either side. And we're leaving the back of the legs open for just space for the upper thigh to kind of fall into. So it'll have like a really steep sitting position if it needs to, and also it will stand roughly yay high. That's around my shoulder height for the waist. So if my shoulders are at its waist, that'll put its head at around 10 feet tall, at like 9'6" to 10 foot mark. But yeah, thank you so much for your guys' support and getting us well over 10,000 followers. I think last time I checked, it was somewhere like 12,000, which is just incredible to me. I had no idea this would take off like that, and now that it has, I feel like there's so many more options moving forward with this project. I can monetize my work now. I can actually afford to keep doing this at the pace I'm doing it. It is very expensive to do this regularly, but yeah, this is just nothing but fantastic, guys, and I really am honored that you're, spending your time and giving me your attention. So, I love showing you this, and I hope you love seeing it too. If you have any questions about anything, just let me know in the comments of the videos I'm putting out. I'm trying to put one out a day. That's going to slow down a little bit when I'm going to head off to a kind of a summer college thing for 2 weeks. But I'll do some drawings while I'm there. And when I get back, I'm going to be full speed ahead, right? Full speed ahead with this project again. So stay tuned for all that, and just let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to answer specific stuff in a new video, but for now, good night, guys, and stay tuned for the next one.
Ladies dressed in jade, hold me tight at the masquerade. If the music halts here, then my heart will waltz here right on. Well, the clock is chiming on the clock up above. Now if you unlock your heart, I love you. Midnight shadows fade, no one's left at the masquerade. Everything is through, dear, but my love for you, dear, lives on. I really think Iceland can't be such a nice land, although it's far over the brine.
I really will scout it, there's no doubt about it, that country is no friend of mine.
The reason's not hard to discover.
I remember she has a lover.
He has a job with the weather report. He's one of those fellas who want the air teller.
Deep depression has all over Iceland, it's going to be colder.
Which is all very well to all the listeners in who don't know Irene and do not know him. But whatever the thing is that...
Hi guys, this is progress report number 8, and I'm just going to give you a quick rundown on what was accomplished today. We had a pretty, I don't know, we did a lot today. But these pistons here these rods are 250 pound pistons. We installed them into the legs. So now there is a lot of force and spring energy in the legs that wasn't there before. And those are kind of a mess to put on, but finally I was able to get it. I'll give you a little demo on how strong they are. This is about a 75-pound leg, and this piston single-handedly throws it around, which is really cool. So the legs compress the same way they've been compressing. That piston does not make it any easier, but when I let go of this, it will kind of launch itself backwards. So I'm not gonna let go quite yet, but we can see the toe movement is really good too. There's a pretty great range of motion in the feet. But when we flat foot like this, and then let go, it will shove itself backwards, so like that, which is wild because that's a lot of force for just a tiny little rod piston like that. I'll do it again for you. But yeah, just like that. I don't want to do it too much because it's kind of aggressive on the joints, and it's not super good to just let the piston fly back like that, but I think it's really neat. Spring locks are installed inside the knee. That happened 2 nights ago on a live. We also installed these bands here, which took longer than I thought they would because they need stops. I needed to weld nuts into place so that the metal wouldn't slide all the way down. But those are mounted in like this with a little screwdriver. I'm gonna trim these tabs up because they kind of rattle, and I don't want this thing to make any noise when it walks. So I'm gonna trim these and make them all the same length. They're over here too. Yeah, so they look like from the front. I put them on the arms and the legs. But yeah, for those of y'all who are tuning into the lives, really appreciate it. Love seeing you guys there. And keep coming back for more. I'm trying to make as much progress as I can, as often as I can. And the lives are a great way for me to do that. But I hope you guys are enjoying this project as much as I am. And stay tuned for more. Actually, before I go, I'll do a quick rundown on parts that I'm using. This is my metal table. Has all the metal I think I'll need for the rest of this project. A lot of people are asking what I'm using for it. Hopefully this gives you a good idea of the like kind of diversity of material. Like these are all different gauges. These are all different gauges of metal, steel. Some of it's stainless, some of it's copper, some of it's just regular weldable steel. Also the spring locks here. Little box of spring locks that showed up. We're not gonna give out our address right now, but there they are. And then our friend, our little live buddy. Some bear traps I'm going to use to just take some of the parts out and kind of rework them a little bit. The pistons that I'm going to use, some wire scrap joints, and then some general hardware. But yeah, thank you guys so much for following this project and supporting me with it. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you have a great night, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is progress report number 9. I kind of treating today as a break day for me. I've been kind of going non-stop with this project, and I need a second to just be, I guess. But I figured I'd give you a rundown on what I plan on doing with the future of this project, and a quick little question response. I get sometimes just responding to some stuff I see in the comments and in my DMs and things. Going forward though, tomorrow I think I'm going to, I think I found a way to make it so that I can lock positions on the ankle, because right now it wants to be extended all the way back just because those new pistons there are pushing the legs into kind of a pointed position. But if I mount something here, like a little piece of steel with a hole in it that I can run a rod through, I can weld a kind of an eyelet in here that would line up with that rod, and I can put multiple eyelets in there, so I get multiple positions to lock it into on the ankles, which will let working on the upper thighs, which are next, the lower thighs, a lot easier if it's not super tall. Here's the foundation for the lower thighs that will mount. They're going to mount on top of, or beside, let me get this one, beside the joint here. So I'll attach them onto these rotating bits, and then it'll kind of work like that. These are PVC, and this will be one of the few pieces of plastic on this project. I think it'll just look kind of cool having some white in there underneath a metal frame cage like this, and that's on there right now. But yeah, I just really need to figure out a way to make it so that the legs aren't always at like maximum point, just so because if they're like this, it's just going to be so tall and hard to work on. But I can probably figure that out some more. I'll do the eyelet idea. I see a lot in the comments like, oh, is this a wearable thing? Is this a costume? Is this a statue prop, or what is it? And the best answer I can give to that is kind of a combination of all those things. Like, yes, it is functional in that it's articulated realistically. I'm trying to mimic human articulation with like the ankles, the wrists, the knees, all that stuff. But it's not professionally done. I'm not a professional, and I think that's where there's some confusion. People think this is like a kind of like manufactured machined thing. It's really not. It's just something I'm throwing together with scrap metal in my garage. So it's not going to be perfect. But and also, like, is it a suit? Yes, it can be worn. The intention wasn't for it to be worn, but now that I've been working on it, I made it so that this interior system here unscrews from the ankle. And when you remove that, there is enough room to have somebody inside. And I was thinking, oh, it'd be so cool if someone could pilot this thing from the inside, but it's just way too heavy. And the metal on the insides is just so kind of rough and sharp. Like, this is all just factory steel, so it's not, the edges aren't sanded or anything, it's just straight up, like just a raw edge. So it's very sharp, even the fingers are sharp. So I don't think climbing inside of this thing would be top of the bucket list, but you could if you needed to. But yeah, I think my intention with this piece is to just create a very, very realistic prop, I guess, like a sculpture slash robot slash prop. Like, it'll be movable and posable. I just need to figure out a way to lock the joints, which shouldn't take too much longer. And then tomorrow, I hope to go live and do just start the process on building up the upper legs, because I know we've been stuck with the lower legs and arms for a while now. I've just been working on small, like, detail stuff, but I'm finally approaching the end of that. So thank you guys so much for your attention and enthusiasm in this process and towards this project. I really do appreciate it. And it's very encouraging for me to keep making stuff like this and to get me out of bed in the morning to keep working. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night, and I'll be back tomorrow with a live and with new content and stuff. I'm just taking today as kind of a break, because I think I need it. But yeah, thank you guys so much again, and I will keep you posted. See you soon. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is progress update, or progress report number 10. I am working on this thing in daytime right now, which is wild and new. But I've just installed the foundation for the thighs, which I'm super, super happy with. The fact that it works, because I didn't think it would work. But it has lightweight PVC skeleton for the foundation of the thighs, and then the outer shell of the thighs, or the exoskeleton, will be very similar to this. So it'll be like a white skeleton inside of a metal cage, which would be sick. But yeah, they're also like super strong and super flexible. So we have that like any sort of like weight issue or strain that would be on a piece of wood or another piece of like lightweight material. Kind of just, this thing doesn't really care. So any sort of stress it should be immune to, which is good. And it'll be lightweight enough to take some of that like total 900-pound estimate should come down a little bit, which is great. It'll be able to move a little faster now that it's not going to weigh so much in the legs, which I'm happy about. But yeah, I'm going to leave this exposed so it can crouch. This rests. I'll put a little pad there so it doesn't start cutting the PVC, because it will be heavy still. But it'll be able to crouch, and the hips will be, I'll have 2 separate joints for the hips so the legs can rotate and pivot independently of each other. And then I'll have a hip structure that comes down to the floor, so it'll alleviate some of that weight when it's sitting down. So when it's sitting, it will actually be resting and not like storing a bunch of energy. But yeah, I'll keep you posted. But right now, the upper thighs, building these out, building the frames for them, mounting them onto here and here. So there'll be 3 points of rotation per leg, which it'll cut that strain in, I don't know, what is it, 33.3% of it will be distributed each time throughout each leg, so 6 times. But yeah, that's what's happening next. Is I'm building the top part of the legs, and then we'll continue building like the elbows and the arms and stuff. But I just really need to have a torso to do that, so I can get the proportions correct. But yeah, a little quick update this afternoon. I might have another one for you tonight. But thank you for your support and interest. And I'll see you on the lives, I'll see you in the comments, and I'll see you in the DMs. I try to talk to all you guys. If you're reaching out, I should be reaching out back. Just ask again if I miss your question. But hopefully you're having a great day, and I'll see you soon, guys. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is progress report number 11. I'm making a lot more progress today than I did yesterday, but I want to just walk you through what I've done. I figured out those the joints for the thigh. Here's a good height reference there. There's the top of my garage. So it is very, very tall. It will not be able to stand up inside the garage. It'll need to sit on the floor, sit on a bench or something, crawl around, something, but it can't be standing upright. What I've done with the lower legs is I've installed this piece of hardware that can lock positions like at this angle. I want to get a larger one tomorrow because these are too small. These are at their maximum right now, and I need one a little bit bigger so I can lock it into a standing, like upright position. Because right now it's in the say attack position. It's in the very like elastic crouch position right now. I can knock these down too. This is just so I can get the, but that's what that was. But it'll be able to crouch like that, and that doesn't hurt. But I need some larger ones of these just to get more position availability. Just if I just rotate that, and it'll be able to slowly release the pressure on the leg into an upright. I can tighten it so it crouches further. But yeah, next part I'm going to build the what is it, the frame for the thighs to go around these, which is really fun. And then I'll be able to install hardware, like pistons and springs, add some resistance, and then a really strong piston like this to lock it in place, to make it just to give it that extra like stored energy. Yeah, thank you guys for watching the video, and this is a shorter update, but I just wanted to let you know that I did that, and it can crouch now, and that's a good good idea for you where the height's going to be at. Still staying true to that 9 to 10 foot height. It will not be able to stand up upright straight indoors, but crouching, crawling, sitting should be good. Bye guys, see you soon. Hey guys, this is progress report number 12, I believe. Today we have begun the process of installing the upper legs on our endoskeleton right now. I'm using PVC and steel to do this, and this is a great representation of how tall this this piece will be. These are roughly around, I think, 2 inches below my shoulder height at this crouched position, so he will be massive, definitely hitting that estimated like 10-foot mark. It is night, there's no light in here right now. I'm using my phone flashlight to record this. I hope it's working out. But here is how the knees work. They're triple jointed, so it's very, very strong. We have one joint there, one large joint around this this piece there, the actual knee, and then another here. And all of them will rotate together once I seal them at the top, and it will have a cage-like design that goes around and surrounds the interior of the upper leg, and it'll be as complex and kind of detailed as the lower leg. It'll be consistent, and even though it will be covered most of the time with the fabric suits that it will wear, it will be detailed, and you'll be able to display it without a suit on as well. It'll be interesting enough to look at on the inside, just as it is on the outside. I hope that's the plan. Hands, they're still the same. Nothing's changed with the hands. They're still handing. But this thing, I'll back up and give you guys a scale. But it's almost halfway to the ceiling right now, and I haven't even begun the waist. But it's just wild. I'm really happy with the progress, though. We made a lot of progress over the most recent live that I did. I'm going to make a YouTube channel soon, so I'll keep you guys posted about that as well. I'd love to make longer form video content, obviously, because I can't cover everything in these short, little like 5-minute maximum TikTok videos. But I do love the community of people I've kind of curated on TikTok. I really do appreciate y'all's support and interest in this, and I love answering your questions and advice, recommendations, all that stuff. Because I say it a lot, but I'm not a professional. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just figuring this out, hoping for the best, and can always use some advice or help from you guys. But yeah, most of the time it will probably be in this crouched position just for height reasons. You can see I did a previous video, but I locked them with those little pieces of hardware there in this position, and those are adjustable, obviously. It can be in the fully upright position, even more crouched, and it'll have a similar system in the knees. So I can lock the knees with hydraulics and that piece of hardware, and basically allow it to stand on its own without its need for a cage or a stand. I don't think a cage would hold this thing, but at least a stand or some sort of scaffolding to hold it up. It'll be able to hold itself up, which is good. All right, well, thank you guys so much for your support and watching up until this point. I hope you have a great night and sleep well. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is progress report number 13, lucky 13. But today I have completed most of the interior of the thighs. What that looks like is a 110-pound spring in each thigh, and these will be connected to the frames once I build a backing for them, which will look like this. And they'll be contained within this frame, and then I'll build out a similar shell that the lower leg has. But this will move all together with the the entire thigh. But I'm gonna let it hang down. It'll kind of assume this position when it's crouched, so that spring will coil into the leg, which is kind of neat. Yeah, just getting these brackets in was the plan for today. That will make the thigh hold its shape no matter what pitch or angle it's in, because sometimes when I would like bring it backwards towards the front of the knee, the two sides would kind of splay away from each other, and the closer it got towards a like full crouch position, the brackets would come to a point, they'd come closer together. So these supports, while they make it more difficult to manipulate the thighs, make it a little bit more tight around the hinges, allow it to hold its own shape, which is what you want, because our thighs don't really change shape when we move them. They kind of have the same I don't know, I guess shape, no matter what position they're going to be in. But it'll be a very similar look to this, just slightly less metal inside to keep that lightweight and springy look to it. The inside of the suit, what will be covered by fabric most of the time, is going to be fairly lightweight and just kind of an articulated frame that the fabric will lay on, and that'll provide realistic joints and articulation to the rest of the body. I've also installed larger pieces of hardware to lock the legs in various positions. These are longer than the previous ones, so there's a much more, there's many more options for stances I could have a scene when I'm displaying it in a still position. That is when it's not roaming the neighborhood or in another state, walking around. So yeah, I'll keep the joints locked for now. Don't want this thing going anywhere. But yeah, right now, this is kind of what it'll look like when it's crouched. And this is what it'll look like when it's standing. And these are just for separate right now because I don't have that back bracket on right now. But I'll put that on either tomorrow or when I get back in around the 4th of July. So I'm going to take a 2-week, I'll call it a break, but it won't be a break. It'll be a just a step away from the project so I can deal with some college stuff. But while I'm away, I will be doing more lives and drawings, and I'll be answering your questions in the comments and in the lives and whatnot. And I should be able to draft up schematics for the entire suit as well as the costumes it will wear, which I know you guys are asking for. So I will come through on that. But thank you guys for watching this so far into the video, and thank you for your support with this process and tuning into the lives. It means a lot to me. I'm starting to recognize some people pretty consistently, and I really appreciate y'all coming there. And for all the newcomers, hopefully you're enjoying this process, and if you're a fan of the subject matter or of this particular project, let me know. I love hearing from you guys, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is progress report number 14. Today we have worked on the thighs, just building out the framing for the thighs and for the suit to lay on top of. They're in their crouched position right now. They're fully contracted. They're leaning into the lower leg right here, but they can also stand upright. I'll give you a little show of what that looks like on the left leg. But yeah, there we go. This is what it looks like standing right now, at knee level, at eye level. That's what it looks like crouching right there. Standing, crouching, crouching, standing. Nothing's really changing with the hands. I like it where they are, so we're gonna move on from them. We built new cages for the PVC and for the spring to kind of rest inside, so it's not grinding on the metal. It can kind of slip in between or wants to fall naturally. That's on both. And this thing being triple jointed, one there, one here, and one there, it's giving me two functional fail safes for joints. So if one of them fails, it has two backups. If two of them fail, it has one backup, but ideally it should have at least two. But both of them would work as a functional joint. I have these. This is some stuff that came today. We have some industrial ribbed tubing, which will go kind of behind, kind of like this. I'll install it more formally with hardware, but we'll go on the knees like that. Also probably behind the elbow. And a new shipment of spring locks came, so we have about 55 more spring locks. These are all activated right now, or unwound, so they're safe to handle. But I'll install these to the upcoming videos when I get back on the 4th. But I've been thinking about how this thing will move, what that looks like, and a lot of comments are, will it move? How fast will it be? How tall will it be? Whatever. And right now, the plan is to just focus on the articulation and the actual build itself before I start worrying about hydraulics and pneumatics. Right now there's a few hydraulics, decorative and some functional hydraulics in the legs, mainly just to support its own weight and give that spring energy that it needs to begin that walk cycle. It's because of how heavy it is. But this thing needs to be built before it can be movable, obviously. So we're going to work on building it, and then we'll work on moving it. And I will need help with the movement process. If anybody knows mathematicians or engineers or people who do movement more than I do for this kind of stuff, please let me know. I can always use the help, and I do appreciate y'all's recommendations as well. But as far as movement goes, given the weight, size, and power of the legs, I'm not sure if it will, I don't know, I'm not sure if it'll be able to walk. It might just be able to run. I think it might be more of a runner than a walker, just given the amount of power in the legs. But we'll see. We can't really tell. We gotta just wait for it to decide what it wants to do, I guess. But yeah, I mean, that's all. That'll happen later, I hope. For now, we're just going to worry about making the hips, which I have a pretty good idea of how I want to do those, and I'll keep y'all posted when I get back in my garage. But until the 4th, or on the 5th, I will be doing more drawing-based content, just drawing some schematics for the project, because I'm going to be away from my garage for a little bit. And I'll do that on live, and I'll do that on my own as well. And just post like some drawing-based content for a second, just 2 weeks. And when we come back to the garage, I will be ready to weld again. A little something to look forward to though is I'm going to redesign and remake both of the feet at some point. I'm not sure if that'll happen before or after I finish the entire project, but they need to be remade because the force of the legs as they are now is actually ripping the lower leg off of the foot because they're just so strong. So it's warping the metal on the foot a little bit. So I need to remake the feet in the same gauge steel as I made the hands, which will be fine. I'm not worried about it. It's just going to take a little bit. It's going to be a little bit expensive. So I need to make some money, buy some metal, and remake those huge feet, which will be fun. It'll be rewarding because I'll know that the project will last, infinitely longer than it would have had I not replaced a problematic component. But yeah, just something to look forward to for you guys. Keep you guys in the loop. I love just walking through the process with you. But thanks for watching this video to this point, and stay tuned for more. It is dark out, so I'm going to be going to bed. I hope you have a fantastic night. Hello, this is progress report number 15. I want to say hello to everybody who's joining the project now. There's been a large number of people coming in since I last posted. I just want to say hi and welcome. And since I last posted, I've been working on some parts of the project, primarily focusing on the knee area of the legs. These rib tubes came in. I ordered them a while ago, and they add kind of a gasket protection on the springs. If you cinch them at the ends, it helps them not rust. It slows their rusting process. And I'm going to install 2 of these. I have 4 ready to go. I have about 6 more I'm going to build. I'm going to mount them on the bottom of the leg there, and up in the top leg there, on either side of the knees. Just to give, I think they're 10 pounds each. And that's 10 pounds either side of the knee joint, there, and that'll just kind of centralize the rotation a little bit, because right now it's just whatever joint is under the most pressure. So like what side you're pushing on, I guess. So now this will kind of equalize that pressure amongst the 3 knee joints. I've also decided that I'm going to redo or remake the feet of Nosey with a stronger steel in a slightly different shape. I do really like the profile and look of this foot design. I think it balances really nicely. It's perfect width and length. It's just the metal thickness and bulkiness of them is what I'm having a little bit of an issue with right now. The lower legs alone have about 700 pounds of force distributed amongst the pistons in it. They're all pushing up like 250 pounds pistons, and then one 300-pound piston. It's just too much stress for I think it's 1/8 inch sheet steel I have at the feet right now, and I'm going to upgrade that to this, which is 1/4 inch steel plate, which is double the thickness, and then a higher quality material that sheet steel is. This is a blueprint of what the feet will look like as well. They're going to be very similar in a lot of ways to the feet I have now, but just where there's unnecessary bulk, I'm going to trim down on that, just like around the ankle area. There doesn't need to be all this metal over here, so we're going to cut it off and add a reinforced kind of base extension around the heel, and then the sides of the toes as well, to give that outward stability. Because right now I need to stabilize the leg with part of a square, just so it doesn't tip over because it's top heavy. They will be attached though in the middle here with a spring and joint system, so they will be connected, and then that top heaviness stability issue will kind of go away because it'll balance itself with 2 legs instead of just 1. And the arms are still looking good. Here's another piece of sheet steel I'm going to use, and then I gathered some more materials. I got some more springs, and then a new set of hydraulics. I just have kind of a stack of hydraulics right now, but hopefully I'll have use for them when I'm making this torso and armpit regions soon. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a lot of fun. Okay guys, thank you for your patience and support throughout this process, and your fun comments. I do appreciate reading them and responding to some of them. And make sure to check out my Discord. It's linked in my bio, but it's just a space to talk about and answer questions regarding this project. Alright guys, I'm gonna go get some sleep, but thank you for watching this far, and I hope you have a great night. Good night. Hello, this is progress report number 16. Thank you all for watching and for joining this project and process with me. I really appreciate it, and all of your support really does mean a lot to me. Since my last update, I have finally found a way to install the knee springs and their gaskets, and just finding a way to just secure them on the upper and lower leg beside the knee joint. I did so with a nut and washer and a bolt, and just 8 sets of those securing them, and those kind of support knee rotation and isolate the movement towards the middle of the knee instead of the sides. So if we collapse the knee like that, they kind of hold that position too, which looks really neat. But it just keeps that tension away from whatever joint you're rotating closest to and just distributes it better amongst all three. I'm gonna bring that leg up just for looks for now. All right. Well, sorry for my kind of fatigue. I've noticed some people saying I sound fatigued in my videos, and I appreciate the concern. And I'll let you know that right now I'm recovering from a surgery, and it's difficult to put welding helmet or any sort of headgear on at the moment. So I'm limited to what I'm able to do with the project. But right now we can work on more cosmetic and just detail stuff that doesn't require a whole lot of sweating and just intense labor. Anything that would mess up, yeah. But yeah, this is Nosey as of tonight. Thank you so much for the support and the energy and the enthusiasm. I really think it's a good idea, if you're interested in the project, to join the Discord that's linked in my bio. Let me know if that link doesn't work for you, and I'll send you one personally. But yeah, it's just a great place to run ideas back and forth with me and people who are also interested in the project, and just have your questions answered more directly. I do some voice chats, or calls, or whatever they're called on. I think they're like voice calls or something on Discord, but I do those there where I answer questions. But more updates coming soon, guys. I just need to feel a little bit better. But yeah, I hope you all are having a fantastic night. And I will wish you a happy sleep, a good night, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody. This is Progress Report number 17. Since my last report for you guys, I have installed the third and last 180-degree connection on the thigh, which are these two plate bars here that connect the outer steel plate supports for the frame of the thigh. They also mount onto the gasket connection rod and interior PVC frame. These things right here that hold the PVC in place. I think they look great, and they also are going to help the fur or the suit lay on top. It'll give that shape. It'll give it that nice rounded shape that the upper thighs will have. It's a unique shape. It's not a perfect cylinder, but I think I made note of it in the drawings that I posted a while ago. I've continued to work on the feet. They're coming soon. I'm cutting the templates out right now of this 1/4-inch plate steel, and I have to take my time with this because these angle grinders are very easy to burn through. I've burned through one last week, and that was frustrating. I'll let y'all know that Venmo is up finally on my link tree in my bio, as well as a playlist of the music that I play as I work on my projects. Some people have been interested in this, so I've included that in the link tree as well. Up next for the project is the replacing of the Mark 1 feet that are installed right now and their associated pistons, and I'm going to replace them just with a better system. They'll be faster, they'll be lighter, they'll be slightly smaller, they will look better. The piston response in them will be snappier because I'm going to design the feet with piston installation in mind instead of just throwing pistons on where they fit. There'll be actual fittings for them in the Mark II feet, which should be the last mark the feet get, because this design is beautiful and perfect. It should not need to be changed at all. It's made in the same metal the hands are made of, so the hands are going to be just as indestructible as the feet will be, which will be nice and reassuring from the design and creation standpoint, that you know what you're making. You know Nosey will live, 50 years more than it would without them. Just a quality control thing. And then once we can get the feet on, secured, pistoned up, ready to go, I'll start making the thighs, connecting them, torso, waist, spine, upper arms, shoulders, and then head. And then we'll design the costumes and be done. That's very, very summarized. I hope you know, but eventually we'll get there. Have some new materials that came, some new springs and these ratchet hydraulics, some new joints, some new pistons and tubing, as well as some more bear trap and just general metal trap systems I'll take apart to make the new spring locks that have come. I'll install the spring locks very soon. These are the second shipment that came in. First shipment all went into the lower legs, and the second shipment will go into the thighs once I add vertical support. So like bars going down the sides of the legs, and then I'll be able to mount the spring locks just like I did on them with the lower leg into the interior where they would correspond, where they have the corresponding linkages on the inside of them, twist into and lock, just to secure the endoskeleton to the inside of the suit. Here's some very, very fast draw-ups I did for the feet. These are the old feet designs, if anyone wants to copy that for whatever reason. We've had one donation today though, guys. One person on Venmo donated. I believe their name was Calvin. And yeah, I was very grateful. But now everyone's saying, you're dooming us all, or bro knows what he's doing, or bro's whatever it is. All the comments saying these things, they now need to also blame Calvin because he's donating. So it's Calvin is the one who's really the problem here, and Citra's just the messenger making the videos. So yeah, new lore update on Nosey, guys. It's all Calvin's fault. But yeah, hop on that, guys. It'd be awesome to have some more, like kind of a looser, like kind of a wider budget, and also become part of the project a little bit more than you already are. I'm going to do a Patreon in the future where we'll do t-shirts, merchandise, Nosey aligned / the Citra aligned merch. This is not the only project that will be on this channel. I hope you know. This is just the first. I'm going to make actual suits designed to be worn by humans from the beginnings, like with human occupancy in mind from the designing stages. Nosey right now is just a kind of stationary, almost large scale puppet right now, not motorized at the moment. I'm not sure if it will be in the future or if it'll be too heavy, but no matter what, I will make projects like Nosey that work, that move around, that are motorized, that are programmed. That's what the future of this account will look like. And if you stuck this far, you are a true, passionate fan of the account. So now you know this, and you can spread the word. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for your support. I hope to make more videos for you soon. They are irregular. This is not a regular posting account, but I try to, when I do post, make them the best quality I can, and respond to your comments. So join the Discord. You might need to post the link in your browser, like copy and paste it. And if that doesn't work, just reach out and I'll help you with it. Thank you guys so much for your attention and your watching. I will see you very soon. And yeah, I hope you have a sweet night. Have a nice dream, nice sleep. Buenas noches, spokojnie noche. Et bonne nuit. Au revoir. Hello everybody, and welcome to progress report number 19. Today I've spent a few hours working on the new feet for Nosey. These are the old ones. The new feet though are up here. These are just completely different, foot design. Here's what I'm kind of going for with these. But this is the ankle base that the joint there will get welded onto. New pistons will be established all around the piece, and then this is the silhouette of the sole, which will look kind of like that. And there'll be two of them, obviously. 4 cutouts of these, just doing not like this right now. They'll also splay kind of like this, just to give more surface area, more ground contact. Whereas these just have like an edge, like a single, like I have to use a square to get this one to stand up, but it's just top heavy. And these new feet will make it last a whole lot longer and just be a much higher quality than the originals are. But yeah, for those of you who are new to the project though, this is the arm as I've made it so far. We haven't really talked about the arms in a minute, so I feel like it'd be good to go over them again, just for those who are new. There are 3 sets of spring locks in each arm towards the elbow, and throughout the base there is a metal endo on the inside surrounded by the exoskeleton. The spring locks though, one of them is set off here. I should probably reset that one, but you can set them by pulling up on the spring and then twisting it in the direction that it locks into, which is like this super hair. Like, it's really dodgy, but I can set it off if you'd like, if you want to see what that looks like. I figured out how to do it safely, just keep my hand at the top. But it's that fast, and kind of blink and you'll miss it kind of deal. But that one back there, just like that. Fingers, 3 sections of sheet steel or plate steel. The springs are stored in the wrist. They're all linked together via a carabiner, and then the springs come out here in the fingers, like that, and they're all bolted in to the top of the knuckle, like that. These are door springs, like for a screen door. They just give that tension, that splay back on the hands. The undersides of the hands look like this. Articulated, you know, as is, and slightly better view of a set or deployed spring lock. Inside the wrists, and these are identical as well. Next steps though, going forward, are going to be the reinstallation, or the completion of the new feet and the installation of them there. I'm going to get better springs. These are really just temporary for the insides of the fingers to give them even more like grip strength. It'll make its grip a lot stronger if they're not just these dinky little springs, like if they're actual pneumatics or stronger springs that are tracked, that'll be much better. We'll get a little bit more force in its hands, and then these feet are just, they're already so much better than the old ones are. So I'm just very happy with how these are turning out. For this video, I'm going to mount this this arm in my vise real quick, just to show you what that kind of looks like. So if I can set this here, that'd be great. And then I can give you the just the function of the wrist. I'd be able to show you. Okay. So here we have the hands, and then the wrist motion, which is it's a rotation, like horizontal rotation, 130 degrees, 160 degrees, more like 30 with the piston limiting the range. And then also you have a pitch as well. It's all I'm not trying at all to move this. This is a very heavy piece of steel at the end of this, but it's all being supported with this piston here, which rotates with the joint. So it has realistic mobility, like we do on our wrists. Really happy about that. This is my welder, 140 Lincoln Electric. I recommend you use it. It's fantastic. It's built me this project so far. New spring locks that came in. I keep getting spring locks, guys. I know I have about 66 as of the last count. About 12 will go in the thighs of each upper leg. And then I'll add some of these throughout the torso of the suit. And these are probably the springs I will add into the base of the fingers, just to give it a little more tension, higher grip strength. Especially when there's 3 in there, they will be a lot higher. And then also, this will be the framing for some of the suit parts, this deer fencing. It's like a steel fence. But yes, guys, thank you for your support and your interest in watching this video up until this point, for tuning into the lives, and for supporting me in general. Again, Cash App and Venmo and whatnot are in my link tree in my bio. You know, I'm super thrilled to see you guys support this project. Realistically, it's the only way this is going to get done if I can do some outreach for funding. So anything is appreciated, guys. And that anything could also just be you're watching this video. That is more than enough for me. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys soon, and stay tuned for more Nosey progress. And thank you for the follow, and thank you for becoming part of this project and process. Good night, everybody. Sleep well, sweet dreams, spokojnie noche, and I will see you very soon. Good night.
Hello everybody, and welcome to progress report number 20. I'm going to keep the talking
section of this progress report relatively short. Right now I'm working on welding the foundations for the feet. I'm making them out of 1/4-inch steel plate. I'm making 2 of them, 1 for each leg, and these will replace the current feet as they are. They're going to look very similar, but these are just going to be made out of a thicker steel. They're going to be slightly smaller, more stable, look better, and have a little bit more of a triangle shape than the current ones. So I think the current ones kind of look like shoes or like a boot, just the way they're shaped, and these will look more like a foot, with just more clearly defined foot features, I guess. But these are going to be a lot heavier than the current ones are as well, a lot thicker, so the piston strength in the legs won't tear these apart like they're tearing apart the current. The current build is actually unstable now because the pistons have warped the metal in the feet so much that there is now no flat surface for them to stand on. It's just a rounded, warped piece of metal on the sole. So we need to fix that, and that's what this is. And this is just a pretty massive upgrade to the whole project. If you consider how I've talked about them in previous uploads and comments and stuff, they're definitely going to be a big help. But yeah, I'm gonna end the voiceover here, and you guys feel free to enjoy the rest of the welding process. This is the first time I'm posting as like a content video of me welding, so hopefully you guys like this as well. But I'm gonna do normal progress reports as well. I just thought this would be kind of cool for you guys to see. But I hope you have a nice afternoon, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.
Bang, 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 bang goes the forest gun. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, 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 rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Goes if the forest is fun, fun, fun. He's a boy without his rabbit paw. So run, rabbit, run, run, run.
Why were you born so beautiful? Why were you born so small?
Why was I born so beautiful? Why was I born at all? Oh, I'm a little prairie flower, growing wilder every hour.
Hello everybody, this is progress report number 21. Today I am replacing the Mark 1 feet with the Mark 2 feet. The Mark 2 feet are heavier, sturdier, faster, and spring lock. Here they are. This is where I am with the Mark 2 feet so far. Here are the Mark 1 already attached. These will be detached. I won't throw them away, but they will be replaced by a sleeker, just overall better Mark II. Let me show you how these spring locks kind of work. They are these are dodgy. These ones are very fragile compared to the others, just because they have to sit in this position. But these will deploy when the toes need to be lined up. I'm going to keep, yeah, it's very, I don't want to hit. Okay. Same deal with these. Oh, okay. But yeah, that's how they work. Those piston, those metal bits will go into the toes, the backs of the toes, and then restrict a flex if they're deployed. And if they're not deployed, if they're pulled back, the toes can move freely like that. I have alleviated some pressure on the ankles, which have moved the legs into more of an upright stance, and I have seated Nosey on a temporary bench. This is a table saw that I've converted into a temporary welding table. But I've worked for about, I think, 7 hours today to make the progress on these new feet. These are just the soles. The toes will probably come to about here. They're not going to be as long as the current ones, but they will look similar Upon popular request, there will be 3 toes on the Mark II feet, and instead of the classic 2, it will just increase the stability and look more rabbit-esque than kind of a hoof double toe. But we made a lot of progress today. We installed many new plates onto the feet, which have built the total weight. I should probably not have that ready to go. The total weight is around 11 pounds per foot, which is much better than the 6 pound current. So more than double, or sorry, just under double. It's late. Just add that extra stability needed to balance a fast boy like Nosey. It's not really a boy though, it seems more like an it to me, just based off of like how we refer to robots now. We'll see. Maybe I'll let Nosey decide. It is 2025. But yeah, guys, that's what I was able to do today. Tomorrow will be a similar day as far as what I'm going to be working on. I'm going to work on just developing some soles for Nosey on each foot. Like ours, we have an arch, and we have an area that's not arched. And Nosey will have the same. Nosey will have a contact point on the outsides and a non-contact point on the insides to just ensure stability across the foot and keep the pressure in contact on the outsides of the foot instead of on the inside, so the ankles don't roll, as these ankles will be able to pitch as well as rotate, whereas the current ones can only pitch. So these are just around the board better. Also, they kind of have a little pogo stick action there. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching all the way through. I know these videos are relatively long compared to other kinds of content on the platform. I will make a YouTube soon where longer videos are more appropriate, but if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you in future videos. I hope you have a great night and a happy sleep, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.